Welcome back to What's Your Hustle podcast, the space where we unpack the journeys, mindsets, and strategies behind some of Africa's most inspiring entrepreneurs. Today, we're diving into the story of Theo Baloyi, the founder of Bathu, a proudly South African sneaker brand that grew from selling shoes from the trunk of a car into a multi-million rand Township-born success story. In this episode, we're breaking down Theo Baloyi's 5 keys to success, the principles that helped him turn a bold idea into a powerful brand that represents ambition, culture, and possibility for a new generation of entrepreneurs. If you're building something from the ground up, chasing a vision, or looking for the mindset it takes to win in business, this episode is definitely for you. Let's get into it. Rule number 1. Let's incorporate our heritage into products and services that the world can receive.
South Africa is known to be a country filled with so much heritage. And I think it's about time that we as Africans, take our heritage, embody them, incorporate them into products and services that the rest of the world can receive. The word Bathu means shoe in South African Township, slang, and I incorporated that into a sneaker business, and then told and built a sneaker brand that Africans can proudly affiliate with. Someone can do that in technology, someone can do that in music and arts, someone can do that in any other business. If I could give, advice to the younger generation of today, I would say that they should learn to be patient. But most importantly, the ability to sacrifice, being able to really sort of deprive yourself, of short-term benefits for long-term benefits, and always work towards building something great for the future. We live in a social currency era. Yeah, the younger generation, prefer the microwave success, the 2-minute models, but try to be of service to the community, to your people, because through service, there comes excellence. Yes, you can trend, you can be socially kind, but how are you being of service to the next person?
Rule number 2, walk your journey.
I experienced a lot of challenges. I was in my room in Alex, and there was points when I felt like, geez, man, is this really going to work? And then one night I thought, let me just walk my journey, and just believe in this dream and push it. And that's what inspired us talking. And one day I just said, I'm going to walk this journey, and I'm going to get to the finish line,
I know there's a campaign that you're working on. Talk to us about the campaign.
Campaign is called Yamasupa. In the townships, we always it comes from the term Superman. Basically, people that that are achieving against all odds, people that are pushing boundaries, people that comes from extremely humble beginnings and difficult backgrounds, but they still go ahead and chase their dreams. They're basically Superman. Ekasi it's Yamasupa. So Bathu, our campaign celebrates exactly that, people that are victors, people that are hard workers, people that don't have excuses, they go out there and achieve their wildest dreams, Yamasupa, so our campaign says Yamasupa, and we just basically celebrate those individuals that are breadwinners, that are pushing against all odds and being victors. We are a business that started from Alexandra, in a room that is in Alexandra, and we grew to a 1,240 square meter building in Alexandra, in Midrand, with retail stores, with employing 66 people just from a room in Alexandra.
Rule number 3, build a brand story that relives impact.
Theo, the accountant who worked for PricewaterhouseCoopers, I was one of the first few guys to have, in my community, from my family. When I drove back to Alex, I was that Theo who was a source of inspiration. But through Bathu, and a lot of people will talk about the Theo Baloyi and the Bathu story and how inspiring it is. But, tell you what, we've got way too many inspiring stories at Bathu. Now, when you drive back to Alex, there's many other Theo Baloyis. I'm talking guys who have now on their 3rd vehicles, they've bought homes for their parents, they've erected tombstones for the late ones. There are role models in their own way, and I think through Bathu, we've managed to create that impact. And the beauty about that is because we trade, throughout the region, across the globe. There is more impact outside of Alex as well. So it's not only in Alex, but if you go to Mthatha, we've created impact there. If you go to Witbank, we've created impact there. When you go to Cape Town, we've created impact there. So the brand and our vision and our mission of reigniting hope and creating sustainable jobs did not only start and ended in Alex, but it has branched out of the community to go and live in other communities as well.
Rule number 4, Build with intentions.
I just want to know what has been the biggest lesson throughout this journey.
I think for me, it was about the intention. Look, man, I quit a tax-free salary in Dubai to come back home, to build a shoe brand that Africans can proudly affiliate with, to reignite hope and create sustainable jobs. And for me, my intentions were pure. I was not fired. So I think number one was that you really need to have, the right intentions and have the patience for it, because, I did about 18 months of research and development. And I believe that patience is loyalty to the universe, so you really need to be patient in, your approach, in your mechanics in business, because it just doesn't work out like that.
So did you have a situation where you left work first or you started working on this brand, and how did you get the basics of being an entrepreneur right? Because many people fail and stumble, but how did you perfect that craft?
I think for me it was a blessing in disguise. Being an accountant, working for a great firm, locally and abroad for about 5 years really helped me a lot in terms of understanding the mechanics and the economics of business and building a value chain, because I was exposed to different types of clients in different industries. So that played a role, the education that I had and the corporate experience that I had. But you really need to be intentional and really, have that edge to learn and to build with the right intentions.
Definitely.
Rule number 5, always have a unique strategy and don't get into business to be famous or make money.
I think it's number one, always reinvesting in the business, always knowing what, why we're doing what we do. But most importantly, clearly identifying our strategy, because that has helped us, continue to sustain the business in favorable and unfavorable times. We've always, clearly defined our strategy and made sure that we answer to the objective. That is one thing that has, helped us sustain the business. I didn't start the business to be known, number one. I started the business to create impact. I started the business to, create jobs. I started the business so that we can be a source of inspiration to many others and to tell untold South African stories, So that is one thing that, keeps me humble. And I think, number one, I don't spend time in the trophy room. That's why I don't have a big head. So that's why, I keep on focusing on, the reason why we're doing and our purpose as a business. Yeah. We are here today for the pop-up store opening of Bathu and Flowers for Society. Yeah. It's going to be here for some time. So we chose Brown because we are a brand that actually understands data, looks into data and trend analysis. And, predominantly our clients is youth. We are a culture business, and all of that it's in Brown. So we thought, let's just bring the brands into Brown. Yeah. Thank you.
And that wraps up today's episode of What's Your Hustle podcast. The journey of Theo Baloyi, founder of Bathu, reminds us that big brands don't always start in big boardrooms. Sometimes they start in the trunk of a car, with a vision and the courage to bet on yourself. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's on their own hustle journey. Until next time, keep pushing, keep building, and keep asking yourself, what's your hustle?